Dakota Ditcheva moves through opponents like a force of nature, leaving unconscious bodies in her wake. Everyone knows how dangerous she is. She's borderline deadly, but she's still human after all, and she has to lose to someone eventually. Now, can that someone be Sumiko Inaba? To understand what makes this fight interesting, you need to understand what she's never encountered. At 26, Dakota has lived in a world where defeat doesn't exist. I want you to picture that. She has never lost any fight. Do you know how insane that is in itself? She's been destroying opponents since she was a child, 3-time world champion in junior divisions before she even turned professional. It's almost like she's never met a worthy match. Now you're facing someone who has tasted defeat and doesn't ever want to go there again, who's more likely to be deadly. No disrespect to Dakota at all, Sumiko Inaba knows something Dakota doesn't: what it feels like to lose, which is a big difference between the two. At 37, the Hawaiian has lived through every emotion this sport can deliver. She's a mother who turned professional at 32, choosing the brutal path of MMA when most fighters are retiring. Her 8-1 record tells a story that Dakota's perfect 14-0 never could. You see, Sumiko took that single loss in her career as an education, not a loss like, okay, I now know what not to do. This is my weak point. This is how you could beat me, and how do I protect that? She's learned things like how to find solutions when your game plan crumbles, or how to just hang in there when things aren't going your way. There's just this feeling of invincibility that always winning brings, like you're always on top of the world. But once you've lost, you know, okay, I'm not invincible, but I'm good at what I do, and how can I get better? But this is not to take anything from Dakota's might. She's in no way an average fighter. In reality, you can only fight the opponent that's in front of you, and it's not her fault that she's been miles above all her opponents so far. But if there's something she has to keep in mind, it's that Sumiko won't crumble like the rest of her opponents. She'll absorb punishment, adjust, and keep coming forward with the patience only experience can teach. Sumiko is gym-bred, so she's tough and versatile. She's the kind of fighter to grind it out when all odds are stacked against her. So is she the one to bring down the mighty Dakota? She's comfortable in chaos, thrives in ugly exchanges, and possesses the cardio that comes from years of hard living and harder training. Dakota's knockout power is legendary, but is that enough to take down Sumiko? The mental game is where this fight could be won or lost. Dakota has never felt real adversity in professional MMA. She's been hurt, yes, but she's never been taken to deep waters, like a fight where you thought, oh no, Dakota might actually lose this fight. She's never had to question her abilities when facing elite competition. Sumiko carries the confidence of someone who's been broken and rebuilt herself. She's fought through injuries, personal struggles, and the unique pressure of being a working mother in the most demanding sport in the world. That mental toughness can't be taught, so the stage has been set between a universal winner who is on top of her game and a resilient fighter who has always had the odds stacked against her. You see, if Dakota can't end this fight in the first 2 rounds, then we might be looking at her first ever loss. Why? Well, Sumiko has nothing to lose, so the pressure is entirely on Dakota's shoulders. She's the one with the perfect record. But here's why Dakota still holds every advantage. Her youth isn't just about energy, it's about speed, recovery, and the kind of explosive power that can end fights in milliseconds. At 26, she's hitting her physical prime while Sumiko is fighting father time with every training session. Dakota's reach advantage and length create problems Sumiko has never faced. Her kicks come from angles that shorter fighters struggle to defend. Most importantly, Dakota's undefeated record isn't luck, it's dominance. That level of consistent performance suggests a fighter operating on a different level than her competition. The path to victory for each fighter is crystal clear. Sumiko needs to survive the early storm, drag Dakota into deep waters, and use her experience to capitalize. She needs to make this ugly, grinding, and uncomfortable. Dakota needs to do what she's always done: end this fight before it becomes a fight. Her first round finishing rate isn't coincidence, it's necessity. The longer this fight goes, the more it favors the woman who's learned to thrive in adversity. Sumiko represents the old school, while Dakota represents the new generation, and if we're going by past achievements, Dakota Ditcheva should win this fight. She's young, strong, fast, and she might just be too much for Sumiko regardless of her experience. But don't mistake prediction for certainty. because the most dangerous opponent for any undefeated fighter is the one with nothing to lose. What do you think? Can experience overcome perfection, or will Dakota's dominance continue? Drop your thoughts below, and remember to subscribe for more fights that could change everything.